This Sunday. Every Sunday, side by side at the microphone, from the green light to the speed trap, Chris Switzer and Ray Carino calls them as they sees them, and you better believe them. Here, relevant news, biased opinions, and outright bullshit regarding every aspect of automotive culture. Gasp at mechanical trickery never before revealed over FCC-regulated airwaves. Thrill to the explosive tension as Chris and Ray cuss each other down the track and barrel roll across the finish line, laughing at certain disaster as they shake hands for the devil. All that and much more this Sunday at high noon on the Motormouth Radio Hour. Call in and speak live with the Wizards of Speed and live feed, Chris Switzer and Ray Garino. Bring the whole family. Kids under 12 get in free. Every Sunday at noon on WHPC. Take the Long Island Expressway to the Meadowbrook Parkway and look for the sign saying no parking on the expressway and no express service on the parkway. Go right on Highway 24 to Garden City. $2 all-day parking includes Pit Pass. Sunday!
She's real fine, my 409. She's real fine, my 409. My 409. Well, I save my pennies and I save my dimes. Giddy up, 409. For I knew there would be a time
that you would tune into Long Island's only automotive radio station show, Motormouth Radio, whatever the heck I was trying to say. With your host, Ray Guarino and Chris Switzer. How are you, Chris?
I'm listening to the cool sounds of the 409 Beach Boys tune here on the Hooky Dookie Jazz Station, Motormouth Radio, HPC.
As done by one of your favorite artists.
What, the piston rings, the air fresheners, the soggy seats, the
No, I'm not talking about your cars. We're talking about
trim rings,
the quads.
the quads.
I hope that at least, there were 4 guys in the band.
Well, there could have been 2 guys and 4 quads. It could have been like right above their ankle.
Well, right, because if there were 2 or 3, I'd be disappointed. So, yeah. All right, so here we are, Motormouth Radio. We are doing our annual fundraising show today.
Yes, fantastic. I'm so glad we're sitting here for 2 hours so people can go, holy moly, these guys are going to be on for 2 hours, for crying out loud.
I know. And, you know what's going to happen next week. Kim's followers, her listeners who follow us she follows us doing Thunder Road Best of Springsteen, the band. They're going to tune in at 1, and they're going to be really pissed off because...
Yeah, just take those Bruce Springsteen requests.
Right. And, we're going to hear it because we have heard it from them. We had one of her fans call our show and say, hey, what the hell were you guys doing on? I don't want to hear nothing about no Don't Be Car show. I'm like, well, maybe you learned something. I don't know. No, I want to hear Born to Run.
No, I want to relive my days in the steel mill.
Yes.
Listen to Bruce.
Yes. So I got scripts on top of scripts. I got pages of stuff here.
Good. We need something to fill this 2 hours.
I know.
Go ahead, start reading. I'm gonna have lunch.
All right. So, well, people want to know, how can you donate? And
yes, tell us.
Donations can be made by Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover, or by check or cash as well.
Don't tie a $100 bill to a rock and throw it through a window like you did last year.
I'll take it.
Then you got to fix the window.
Well, those are the ones that don't go into the donation stash. They go into the pizza fund, right?
Ah, got it. The pizza fund. I see.
Credit or debit is also accepted. I'm surprised that Venmo isn't on here. Sean is a very up with it kind of hip guy. I don't know why he didn't say that on here. So donations can be made online at nccradio.org. What? Huh?
No cash.
No cash. Okay.
Not accept cash.
Kim says, don't send us cash through the window.
Don't meet us in the parking lot.
You can tape it to the back window of my car. I'll get it when I leave. Don't worry. I won't say nothing to nobody.
Don't be like Soupy Sales. Remember like Soupy Sales back in the 60s? Hey, kids, take all the green stuff out of mommy and daddy's pockets and mail it to this station.
Exactly.
Because we'll end up with $250,000.
Yeah. So donations can be made online at nccradio.org. You click the donate button at the bottom of the page, or you call in. There's a celebrity guest in the green room answering phones.
Brad Pitt.
No, I can't tell you. You have to call and find out, but you know him. You know who
I know him.
And the number is 516-572-7438. And we can send you a self-addressed envelope to send your check back or use your credit card over the phone. That's one way you do it. A lot of people do that. And there's actually some prize giveaways. If you want to wait a few minutes before you do this,
Fabulous prizes, a trip to Pismo Beach,
for
a new car,
or you
an old car.
or you can call us at 516-572-7440 as usual and talk about cars, car concerns, or whatever the
Right.
heck else you want to talk about.
I'm still trying to figure out our celebrity phone person. Is it Alfred Hitchcock? Is it Humphrey Pennyworth?
No.
Is it Sidney Greenstreet?
Wow, Sydney, wow, you're going deep, aren't you?
There you go.
No, none of those.
Oh, too bad.
I know. So yeah, so that's it. So listen,
Yes.
in lieu of 2 hours, I said, you know what? Let me. I started doing. I got all sorts of newspaper clippings, and I made.
Oh, I'm sure you. I was just going to follow along, but I got some crazy stuff too. Believe me.
You want to. You know what?
I want to continue from last week.
I did. I want to do something too from last week. So
okay, just for the absurdity of last week,
Right.
when we talked about two distinct things last week before. I don't know. Try and keep up.
I don't
We had talked about adding brake fluid to the master cylinder, and I had made that statement. I says, I remember the old days when I didn't care about stopping a vehicle, and I added brake fluid. Well, when you add brake fluid to a master cylinder, you obviously have a leak, and you obviously have a problem.
No.
What?
I got
No.
No.
No, he says.
No.
What, did it evaporate?
No. As the brake pads wear, the pistons come out.
Yes, you are right.
Fluid fills in behind it. So it's normal to see a lower level. It just means that that's the time to check to see if you either have a leak or B, need new disc brake pads.
Well, in this case, we had pulled a wheel and there was a leak.
Okay.
I actually ran my finger with the glove on. I ran my finger and I said, look, it is to my neighbor because it was his car, not mine.
Okay.
And I said, you got a leak. So I'll backtrack just a second. He had an issue with his emergency brake. It wasn't releasing.
Right.
So on his Ford Explorer, he has the civilian version of mine.
Okay.
So we pulled the wheel and realized that the cable was operating, but it had to push out in order to engage the brake. But when you release the brake pedal, it wouldn't pull back in.
Okay.
So we had to literally pry it back in on both sides. And I had said to him, I said, yeah, we solved one problem, but you have another problem.
Right.
And he said, that's probably why I have a low brake fluid light on the dash. And I was like, what? Let me go get some brake fluid.
Right.
So I did. I had some .4 on the shelf. It was actually a brand new small bottle. So I popped it open and I was able to fill the entire reservoir with that small bottle of brake fluid. I said, how long has this leak been going? How long have you been driving with the low brake fluid light on? So P.S. I pretty much saved his brake system. I asked him, I said, is the pedal going to the floor? He's like, no. He says the system's fine. I said, go get this fixed. So he's in the process of getting it fixed now.
The brake light did not go out.
The brake light did go out when we filled it with fluid. Yes.
So a lot of times that won't happen, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because the proportioning valve, the way of proportion, believe me, I went and ad infinitum with the Mustang and with the 442, with all the last cars that I've worked on.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens when you have a leak or a failure in one of the circuits of the brake system on a two-system circuit, right?
Right.
The proportioning valve, by design, blocks off that circuit. So no more, it's leaking, that's it. But it uncenters itself. And
because that's all it is. It's a tube with a weight in there, right? It's like some sort of...
It's a valve. It's a sliding
valve.
But the brake pressure moves it. So it goes to the good side. So when you now repair the car, supposedly, and then you refill it with brake fluid, you want to flush it, you'll find out oftentimes, and especially like in a rear brake situation, I had this problem with the truck at the shop. You can bleed the fronts, you can't bleed the rear brakes. They just won't give you much of anything.
Because the
Or
proportioning valve is slapped over to
you
the
have
rear side.
you have to recenter it. Now, some proportioning valves, I have a book that shows this. Some of them, there's a little a plug on the front of it. It'll actually be a rubber cap. There's a push button behind that. You have to push it to recenter it. Some of them you have to pull. Some of the GMs you would pull, and then they sold. It's like a little C clip that goes. You pull it and stick the C clip in to keep it in that position.
Right.
Then you can bleed the brakes, and then you can take that little clip out.
Oh, wow. So you're
Other
deactivating it at that point, I'm assuming, right?
kind of, yeah, I guess for lack of a better term. Other things I read said you could just like stomp on the brake pedal really hard, let it, or open a front wheel now, and then hit the brake pedal, let fluid come out. Now the proportioning valve goes to the other side, it'll actually many times center itself, and that's what you
Oh.
do to get that thing centered. Then you can it does two things.
Mhm.
On that little stem in the center of that valve, that's where the brake light switch is threaded in.
Got it.
So what happens in the valve, there's a little U channel that's milled out, and the brake light switch sits in the U channel, not touching
Okay.
anything. When the switch moves one way or the other, the valve touches the switch, grounds it to the body, turns the light on.
Turns on the light. Brilliant.
So by centering it again, you do two things. You turn the ground off to the light, and now you're able to open the other circuit to bleed the brakes. So that's how I'm glad I could finally tell someone about that, because
Yeah, very interesting.
I dealt with it. I looked up. The biggest problem I have is finding out what type of valve is in what car. And I do have a Bendix brake book that covers stuff up to the early 70s. Data past that it's a little more sketchy for me to find. So it is important to do that. And that's so there you go. There's your brake warning light and
No,
valve.
brilliant bit of information. And I come talking about brakes like last week to this week. I was thinking in my head, there was a time where all we cared about was getting the car to go, getting the car to stop.
Right.
Was not really it was you wanted your brakes to operate, but you never realized the intricacies of a brake system at the time.
Right.
And I realized that our automotive knowledge was in direct proportion to what we possess in our lives.
Of course, sure.
In other words, when you have nothing as a teenager,
Yeah.
all you care about is how your car goes.
Right.
But when you're a homeowner and you have financial stability that you don't want taken away from you via any sort of court system,
Yeah. Good.
you concern yourself more with how to get the car to stop
Yes.
compared to how you get the car to go.
Good point. So listen, now to tie into what your segue from last week, I want to put something into last week too. I meant to do it last week, but I got sidetracked. It ended up being a little bit of a love fest here. It seemed when I listened to the show back, it was like everybody was giving me these props. Brian did, Mike did, somebody else did. Who else? It wasn't you. I know that. That'd be somebody else.
No.
Somebody else did.
Why would I do that?
It was three of them. And it was all about, sharing knowledge and this and that and the other thing. And it was like,
Right.
listen, that's why we do the show. But the point that it hit me that the point that I want to make about that is forget about, giving, I should just I'm trying to be smart about this. I should just let the verbal diarrhea flow. The point that I really want to make about all this and what
We got 2 hours.
show is if you like the information that I give you, that Chris gives you, that anybody gives you,
Right.
the thing that I mean, it's nice to hear, hey, you did a great job. You guys are so smart. I don't really care about that. It's nice to hear, but that's not why we do this. The
Right.
thing that I want is I want to see people pay it forward, because like when I work with Mike in the shop, one of the things I loved to do, and I still love to do, is show him things that I know he doesn't know because he didn't live through it, you know.
Right. Pass it forward. Yeah. Pay it forward.
One
Sure.
day I was working on one of the older cars and I was adjusting the points and he says, "Wow, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm adjusting the points so I can set the dwelling." He said, "How do you know how to do that?" I said, "Well, this is what I had to do growing up. This is how I work on my car, you know." So the point is, pay it forward. You know what?
Right.
Yes, we help people. I'm sure you guys help people too. So the thing that I want to see everybody do is just pay it forward. Just show somebody else how to do something. Explain the proportioning valve or explain something you know that maybe they don't. Call up and explain something to us.
Yeah.
You know?
No, and I've always said this, I've learned more than actually dispensed, obviously.
Yes.
But I've learned more in this job than actually given advice. I've taken advice and learned from it. And actually learned from it and then dispensed it again years later. So
You know, I'll tell you something. There was something we did on this show all the time. Back when Joe was doing the show with me, it was kind of funny because it became a little bit of a show topic, and I kind of did it almost weekly. This is what it was all about. Get a load of this. I used to play the sounder. What does Joe know? What does Joe know? It started out as what's in Joe's pocket,
what's in Joe's pocket? Yeah.
and it turned into turned into
Turned into
yeah, it turned into
what?
does Joe know?
There you go.
Well, I know what someone else knows. I know the phone's ringing. So before I read this next thing, let me answer and say, "Hi, caller. You're on with the Motor Mouths, Ray and Chris."
Hello, Ray and Chris. John, how are you?
What's
guys?
up, John?
Hey, John, how are you?
I'm doing good. Ray, I hope you took the convertible. You might get away with it on return home.
Nah, mine is still in the garage. I got too much to do today to worry about convertibles. You kidding me? I got to process 2 hours of shows when I get home, audio and YouTube videos.
I didn't actually call to speak to you and Chris. I wanted to find out who the secret phone answerer was.
Okay, if you dial,
Yeah.
ride, and you're not, and you can't ride the 9, but you can ride the 8. 516-572-7438 will get you to the donation line, and you will talk to the super secret phone answerer. And
Yes.
it's by default because nobody else would come in to help us. So you can see how popular we are with our own station.
You may have to. Here's a clue, John. You may have to wake him up.
That's true.
Really? Okay, you got sleepy.
Yeah. There's the number, and yeah, give it a wing and good luck.
Give it a wing and a ring.
I break the ice for you.
All right. We appreciate it, John. I know, listen, I know John is a big supporter of the college. He, like I, went here, worked here, and this is a big part of both of our lives. Thankfully, that part is over. The working part.
Now just money.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So yeah, we appreciate that, John. Everything is appreciated, and I'm going to read a little piece here that I'm required to do once an hour. I'll explain a little bit why we need to raise this money. So
yeah, I'm interested.
all right, John, give it a buzz.
No, I think it's that Italian thing, Muffunzolo.
Yeah, Muffunzolo.
Muffunzolo, yes.
I do have a good Italian giveaway cup that I can read. I'll do that after this, Rich. So yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay, right.
All right, John. Thank
Good
you.
luck on the fundraising.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
So, Chris, this is something that happened this year. Robin said it during his show right before us. This station sounded like crap for a good part of the year. I couldn't get it in like Freeport. And this is the thing. You may have noticed that it was harder to hear on the FM radio than it normally was. Well, we had a problem with our transmitter, and it required over $13,000 in repairs.
$1,000.
So thanks to our donations from the past, we were able to make those repairs, and now we sound better than ever. Well, some people do. I don't know if we do. But
Crisp, clear tones.
But we need to fundraise again so that when we get the next big equipment failure, we'll be able to upgrade our existing infrastructure.
Like this show.
So the students here at Nassau Community College are using industry standard materials and learning on the best of the best, and we can only do it with our listeners' help. So please call 516-572-7438 and make that pledge, or go online to nccradio.org and donate by credit card. or some other app, or the pleasant voice on the other side of the phone will explain it all to you.
Yes, exactly. And you know what's funny? Because I was thinking about this week. Being being a broadcast major, like I was, I had gone to school, and like we always like to make fun of, I was classically trained in the radio business.
You were.
And with that, you learn so many things that are will take you through life, not just radio. I
Uh-huh.
mean, you learn responsibility. I mean, basically, you know you have to show up early for work because you show up early for your show. So
Mhm.
you have to prep because your boss is not, I mean, you have a program director, don't get me wrong, but your boss really is the clock because your show starts at a certain time. You have to be there a couple of minutes early, 10, 15 minutes early. You prep for your show, you get yourself mentally ready, and then you go on the air. And what kind of other job is that required? A lot of times
Yeah.
you don't really show up early for most work. You show up on time and
Yep.
do, and some people don't even do that. But in radio, you had to learn how to do that. You needed responsibility. There was like determination. You know you were going on the air and everybody was listening to you. So you knew your focal point was not to screw up. Your focal point was to get the message out, to do the best you can, to hit the post, to play the music, to read the commercial spots. That was your job. And you knew that if you messed it up, somebody was going to hear it. You couldn't sweep it under the rug. So you knew that determination and that passion had to be there. And these are the things that I've taken literally on my other careers after radio, and on top of being a communication guy. I mean, you had to learn how to communicate, for crying out loud. I mean, that was the basis of what you do. You had to be concise in how you say things, and you had to be almost entertaining and want people to listen to you. And those are the things that you learn in radio, and I think that that's what WHPC teaches.
You're right. And I'm going to communicate something right now.
Uh-oh.
This is my favorite one right here. This is the
Oh,
one, folks. If you
oh,
could do it, this is the one I would do.
oh, tell me.
You be the, I'm not going to say the next caller, but if you call 516-572,
Yeah.
oh, wait, 7440, that's our number.
What?
You should be calling the donation number, right?
Right.
572-7438. You'll win a $100 gift card at Uncle Bacala's. Is this, wait a minute, this should be,
Didn't you proofread this?
it's a giveaway, yeah, but it's just calling in. This should be for donation, I would think. I would imagine. No, I guess it's not because, yeah, like here's another one right now. Be the fourth caller to
Fourth caller.
572-7440, and you'll win a WHPC t-shirt. Call 516-572-7440 to win right now. Fourth caller. I can watch the numbers and I can tell you. So there you go. We got giveaways going on too.
All right.
That's
I
good.
love this. This is like 99X in the 70s now.
There we go. So listen, I want to tell you
You could
something.
be Steve smoking weed.
Oh boy, I read I read some really cool stories, and there's one I want to tell you about. Here's one that we always cover with Carl Anthony. You know, Haggerty does their boom list all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is a little different. Haggerty comes out with stuff. They have content that they come out with normally. Here it is. Haggerty.com had this posted. 5 rides that are posting solid gains in a slow market. All right. So they come up with some weird stuff sometimes. Number one, the 85 to 91 Honda CRX SI. We've talked about these cars.
Yes.
I would own
That's one of the first pocket rockets. Yeah.
I actually own a set of seats out of them. They're in my garage.
I had an 84 and it wasn't an SI.
Okay. So in number 3, good condition, they're going right now. You have any idea what they're trading for in good condition? Number 3 condition.
I would say running and driving anywhere from $8,000 to $12,000.
$20,800.
Holy smokes.
Like I said, they're solid. They posted solid gains in a slow market.
You know, here's a funny thing. A lot of those cars still ran and drove, but they rusted away.
Oh, sure.
So you have to find one in the Midwest, somewhere southwest. You have to find them in the dry climates, and then just change the interiors because they're usually the dashboard
Just watched
goes.
I just watched the
Cracks.
YouTube video last night. A guy, I don't know where his shop is, but he posted a video on a Fiat Spider, just like mine,
Right.
with about the same mileage, and this car was pristine. I mean,
Mm,
not even dust under the. I mean, this car was like show car quality,
right.
and they don't get that way when you drive them. They
No.
really they look like used cars. So
Yeah, sure.
I don't know where people keep some stuff really nice. Well, number two, the
Mhm.
83 to 92 VW Golf GTI. Here's one of Brian's favorites, not the diesel.
Right.
Number
The
three
80,
condition,
give me that. Give me those years again.
83 to 92.
Second gens.
Okay, so in number three, good condition, these things were trading for 21.5.
Holy moly.
Yeah, holy more than new.
And that's the funny thing. This is the reason why I'm so surprised. And you can identify with this because we lived through those cars.
Oh, sure. Here's
It's
one.
not like a Duesenberg where we were not born when they were on the road. So
Here's one that rusted out as we were growing up. 66 to 77 Broncos.
yes,
Now, my daughter likes those early Broncos. She
yes.
finds all the ones that have been modified, they're slammed, really cool. But anyway, in number two condition, there was one that actually went for $80,000.
I was gonna say anywhere around 70 to 90 grand. Yeah.
Four condition, one went for 40,000, that's just ridiculous.
And they rotted away. You
They
could could sit back and listen to them rot.
Right.
They were so bad.
Number four, this is my friend Chris. I sent him the article. I said, hey, dude, look, you really hit it. 61 to 69 Lincoln Continental convertibles.
Mhm.
Now, the fallacy with that is they didn't make a convertible after 67,
Right.
but
Right.
they said 61 to 69 convertible. In number two condition, 120,000. This was the one
That's
that
amazing.
my buddy Chris just bought from the guys over at the UD
Right.
years ago.
I could have purchased one back in the mid 80s for like $3,200.
Sure.
So
Number
mhm.
four condition, $30,900. So these things are going for some big money.
Those cars are tough because I would not want to restore one.
No, I wouldn't either. And that's why he bought this one, because the mechanicals were restored, that power top that
Right.
retracts, all restored and working. It was
There's
all
literally like three guys in this country that can service that top mechanism. So yeah, that's a tall order. It's like trying to restore a Packard or trying to restore a Chrysler Imperial.
yeah.
It's
Right.
incredible
Right.
how intricate those cars are and how you really can get lost in the sauce. Mhm.
So the last one on their list of 5 rides that were posting solid gains in a slow market is the 76 to 86 Jeep CJ7.
Another rust bucket.
Would never be seen on a Haggerty list before. But
No.
these cars, they said about 30K for a concourse quality car. A
Okay.
3 or 4 condition car took a drop. This is the one that took a drop in the 3 and the 4 spot. And they don't know why, but they're just reporting on it. So there's 5 cars that took a gain in a slow market. It's you never know what's going to happen.
And the rest of Haggerty's bull market was interesting as well this
yeah.
year because they covered cars like the Volvo P1800 Coupe. Remember that from the Saint?
We talked about that bull market. Yeah.
Yeah, they covered that. They covered you know which one I really appreciated, and I'm glad that they put it on the list? The 2006, 2008 Dodge Magnum, the SRT8s, the early Hemis. They covered those. And I always liked those cars. Those were like the station wagons. Those things were really cool in the aughts. And now I crack up because they're 20-plus-year-old cars, and it's just amazing. Well, not really; they haven't reached 20 years yet. Because usually 20 years, I always say, is the low point for automotive collectability. If a car hits 20 years, it's usually at its lowest level. When it starts to rise from age 20 to age 30, then the numbers start to go up. But to see something like a Dodge Magnum, which to me was a car that I think would have instant collectability.
Nice car.
Yeah. And it's what I like about them is they're versatile. On top of it,
really like a Charger. It was kind of like just didn't it just have like a couple of body mods? It was basically another car. Wasn't it really a Charger that had a different nose? And
it pretty much was, but the Charger didn't come out until what was it? 2000 and
no, there was one in the 70s.
right. You mean like a what, like a charger from 68 to 70?
No,
That what, or 71
past
to 74?
past that, past that body style. It was kind of, it
The
was
Cordoba?
it was like a Cordoba. I think
Yeah,
champion
70,
right. And the Magnum,
75 to 78.
now the Magnum I'm thinking of was based on that platform. I went to school
Right.
with the guy that had one. That one had the headlight covers on it, those cool
Yes.
covers.
That Magnum had nothing to do with this Magnum.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
So yeah, because there was another one. I don't know if you remember. Really, to get into the weeds here, there was a Magnum that was built on a shorter Volare chassis from
Okay.
80 to 83.
Does the 357 or 44 Magnum I have count? I got both of those Magnums at home. So listen, we want to thank a couple of our listeners and our supporters here. John and Billy G, these guys have donated and they are very well appreciated. Thank you, gentlemen. It's very nice that you
Thank you, John. Thank you, Billy Velvet. Thank you.
And I got to say that, 90.3 WHBC has an educational mission. You wouldn't know it by listening to us,
No.
probably, but HPC provides professional broadcast training to qualified NASA community college students. So
Yes.
if you listen to other shows, listen, it's college students. So you may hear a couple flubs and fluffs and guffaws and maybe not. Hey, I've made mistakes running this board.
You have made mistakes.
And I've been called to task for it. Don't you worry. So, but you know what? I'm not classically trained. I didn't go through the process like you did, but some of our students do. And this is where they get to do it. And that's why the college and the college radio station is so important. So with that, we're at the bottom of the hour.
Already?
I have so many pieces of paper. I don't even know what the heck I'm doing. So,
And I must admit, I listen to this station quite often now, and I do critique. I do critique. Only I critique it here in the basement.
I know that's not like when you call and critique me at night. Hey, what hurt me? What are you doing there?
You sounded like poo.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to have a program director that when I would do the overnight show, I would usually call him that earlier that evening and ask him what he had for dinner.
Oh,
And if he told me, I had macaroni and butter,
yeah.
I knew he'd sleep through my whole show.
Oh, yeah. You said,
But if he told me, I had Clams Casino,
yeah.
then I knew he was going to be up going to the bathroom. And what do you think he was going to do? He was going to listen to my show, and then I was going to get critiqued.
Exactly.
Hey, Chris, you sounded like crap when I was on the air. When I was in the bathroom doing a crap.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be like, thanks, Al.
So get a load of this. There's a job fair here at the college, and you're invited to attend this happening at Nassau Community College on Thursday, May 1st, May Day, from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 in the P building, which is the P for physical education.
I was going to say, talk about bathrooms.
The gymnasium, right? Which is a good segue. It's open to the entire NCC community, students and alumni. So if you graduated here and you still can't find a job, come on back and visit the job fair. More information is online at ncc.edu/job fair. See you there at the job fair.
How clever.
Brush your hair.
Way down there.
Oh boy. Okay. So listen, the WHPC weather, of course, our forecast is powered by Pantano's Gourmet with locations in Uniondale. As I look out the WHPC weather window, I see a glint of sun off the railing.
What?
Yeah, baby.
Let me look. Holy moly. As I'm looking out the Nutmeg Central WHPC window, I see a little bit of sun there too.
All right. So today they say mostly cloudy, which I guess means a little bit sunny, which I'm seeing.
Right.
With light rain, I didn't see that. High of 56. Yeah, that's about right. Tonight, clouds this evening will make way for mainly clear skies overnight. Partly cloudy, high of 63 tomorrow. Do we have part one?
The thing we do at the bottom of the hour?
The thing we do at the bottom of the hour. Do we? That's right. An honor group. We should find that and use it. That was an honor group of the hour. Do we have one?
But first, I just want to reach out and let you know that John actually texted us at 203-670-4127. He says, can't believe that we're taking donations over the phone, but he says we should use the money to purchase a taller antenna.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, there you go.
So yeah. So the Motor Mouth Radio honor group of the hour. This hour is anyone who has hit a pothole without seeing it coming. With the snow season mostly behind us, have you noticed a generous amount of potholes on the highway during the early spring months. You do your best to avoid them, thinking about the undue wear and tear they inflict on the suspension, the rims, and the tires, and you try really hard not to drive into oncoming traffic because, that will also inflict much damage. Except that one time that you hit that pothole so deep, it nearly swallowed the car and almost knocked the fillings out of your teeth. Well, if you hit a pothole so legendary it brings some bad memories back and unnecessary repair bills, then you are the Motormouth Radio Honor Group of the Hour this hour.
I did that. I bent the steel rim in the course of doing it too.
Is steel rim? I mean, I bent an aluminum rim.
I always put my dedicated snows on my Mazda when I had it with steel wheels, and they were plus size tires. So it was a taller sidewall.
Made the car look cooler.
I had look like a Yakuza mobile, but I had a pothole out by the airport, by the Air Power Museum there. I'm trying to think of the exit 34-5 on Southern State, and man, I hit this pothole and boom! I felt like I fell in it. I didn't see it. I did, and it bent the steel rim. So that was the thing. So okay, let's go. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more Motormouth Radio and our fundraiser when we come back on 90.3 WHPC. You may dance.
We'll be back with answers to your car questions. Give us a call at 516-572-7440. Oh, I should have said the Motormouth thing.
It's a call-studded program. We do have another caller on the line. Caller, identify yourself.
Anthony, I called those guys with the cars one time.
Oh, nice. The Motormouth guys.
Oh, yeah, those good old boys.
There you are. Anthony, where are you calling from?
I'm in Freeport. Yeah, this morning I miss it. My boss was, every time I turn it on, he turns it off. I say, whoa, 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 whoa. Yo, you better, I give him a karate chop.
That's right.
Give him a karate chop.
Give him an F5.
I love it.
Later, dudes.
It's a pleasure, bro. Take it easy. That was
amazing.
My favorite caller
of all time.
Maybe all time. I have heard him with the Motormouth guys. That's why I recognized them a little.
This show on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by CarStar Celebrity Chase Collision, with 2 locations in Limerick and Oceanside, who remind you that New York state law says you always have the right to choose which shop will fix your car. CarStar Celebrity Chase Collision offers a full range of services: 24-hour towing between Montauk and Manhattan, shuttle service, and they can help you with a rental car arrangement if needed. All repairs include the CarStar lifetime nationwide warranty, ensuring that the experts at Celebrity Chase Collision are always on your side.
Y sí, hablamos español.
More information is available at 516-593-0920 or online at celebritychasecollision.com.
Hey, you, get over here. Every Sunday, 12 to 1, you are going to tune in to hear the Motormouths, my friends Ray Guarino and Chris Switzer. 90.3 FM, WHPC. You might learn something.
Yeah, I learned it. The phone is ringing, Chris, so we're back on Motormouth Radio. Let us go to the phones and go to the fun and say, hi, caller, you're on with the Motormouths.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Tony.
Tony, how are you?
Hey, Tony.
Good. How's it going, buddy?
Excellent. Chris, I want to let you know Tony is going to be an upcoming studio guest in the beginning of May. Yeah, because we're off the last Sunday in April, but Tony's kind of going to come in and see this mess firsthand.
So you talked about the pothole, and I started shivering because I had a memory. So I had a 69 vet,
yeah,
and I had to pick my mom up from LaGuardia Airport.
Oh.
Time of year. And
I hope she didn't have luggage.
I don't know. It was dark. Nah, you know what? She went somewhere like for the weekend, so I said whatever bag she had, I can just throw it in the back there.
Right. Oh, okay. So it would fit.
I go over to George Washington Bridge, and I'm not right behind this car, whatever it was, but it made a move, and I couldn't make it, and I hit this crater, and it literally ripped the whole rear suspension out the back of the car.
Oh my gosh!
Unbelievable. And the funny thing is, my mom started yelling at me because I was late.
Well, I guess
you left half your car on the George Washington Bridge.
Yeah, I had to call my friend. He had to come with his flatbed, and it was a disaster. So when you said the pothole, I'm like, oh, I'll never. Well, how could I ever forget that? But I just had to share that.
That's funny, Tony, because that's one of the reasons, one of the many reasons why I do not get close. I don't tailgate. I don't get close to anybody on the road, especially this time of year, because when you do, you watch them. And if they'll dodge the hole and you go, holy, that gives you like that couple of seconds to navigate or to circumvent around it. So if you're staying close to someone, not that you did, but I'm just saying anyone that does stay close to someone on the highway, they don't get that opportunity to see the damage before it happens, to
You're
see the
right.
hole before it happens.
You know what happened to me, guys, is we were out there. I was with Kilowatt Kevin. I seem to remember it was getting to be dusk. It was a little darker. There's no lights out there because it's by the end of the airport, like exit 34, right when you get to the Southern State. So they don't have street lights over there because of the planes, the small planes landing.
Sure.
And it's blacktop. So the sun was going down. It might have been a light rain. So it just disappeared into the ground. You didn't see it. It was like not till the last second. So yeah, those are the unfortunate ones. But you know what? I went to at the time. I saw buddies over at Tire Town. They took that rim, and one of the guys took it with a nice mallet and kind of straightened it out. And it actually took a balance on the tire machine. But then I did buy another rim and replace it. So you got to be careful. Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
very good.
All right, well, I just thought I'd share that story with you guys.
All right, Tony, thank you. And
Tony, thank you. We're not that pleased that we were able to unlock some bad memories.
Right.
Sorry about that.
But
that's what this show does.
We do look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. We'll be in touch.
Sounds good.
I look forward to being there.
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Okay, bye-bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. I did find out that these sheets here are like I thought. They're donation sheets. Right. So if you want to, we did get another donation from our good friend Rick. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
Always a pleasure knowing that people appreciate what we do or try to do.
And we got a text from Jim at 203-670-4127 that was talking about something we mentioned earlier in the half hour. Said that Joe knows everything.
Well, that's for sure.
Yes.
That's for sure. If you happen to call in and make $100 donation, you can call us 572-7440 and you'll win a $100 gift card to one of my favorite Italian restaurants, Uncle Baccala's Italian Seafood and More. I've been to this place a lot, and it's it's on our short list of places that we want. You want to go somewhere and you don't want to be disappointed. Okay, let's just go here.
Right.
This is one of them.
Okay.
They're located at 23-70 Jericho Turnpike in Garden City Park. They're open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner, and both on and off-premise catering available. More information is online at unclebacala.com. But 516-572-7440 with a $100 donation will win right now. So
lovely. Call up.
Here's something cool that happened, Chris. This is off the teletype ticker. It was a YouTube speed bust.
Do you need a teletype ticker? Okay.
Thank you. He had a need for speed and also for a good lawyer, this fellow.
Okay.
Connecticut cops busted a YouTuber this week for a reckless motorcycle ride at 192 miles per hour.
Holy, where was he?
Speaking of our friend Tony, and I'm not going to say any more than that, but I just realized what a good segue this is. Anyway, it wasn't Tony.
Right. Good.
He would have been going faster. He took this ride last year across two of the state's busiest highways. But they gave his name and age. He's 22 years old. He might have gotten away with it if he hadn't shared the footage with his 220,000 subscribers. We're talking about subscribers earlier today, right?
Right. So he's definitely, not only is he reckless, he's also a bonehead.
And he's popular.
Popular bonehead.
Right? Well, cops reviewed 72 videos that he posted last year. 72. Wow. More than we posted. So while the clips claim to be filmed in Mexico and have no affiliation with the poster at all. This is what was said, right? The cops said at least one was filmed along I-84 and 91 between New Haven and Hartford. So
oh my gosh.
It's you can say it's in Mexico. You can say we're on the back roads of Guadalajara.
Right.
You see the Southern State exit 19 go by. You're like, all right.
And you see the signs for the Wilbur Cross. There's no one no one of Spanish descent named Wilbur.
Right, exactly. No.
You know, and that's what cracks me up. 84 is got to be the most notorious road for speeding and getting caught. Ask me how I know.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, I used to do 84, 684. I used to do quite a bit of riding on both of those. That's all I'm going to say.
That road, yeah, the only thing I'm going to say is it's a revenue generator, that road.
Let me revenue the phones and say, hi, caller, you're on with the motor mounts.
Revenue this.
All right, John, round two. What's up?
Hi, John.
I was listening to, and I saw some of those YouTube videos with that maniac. But the stupidest part.
Oh, it gets dumber?
I guess so.
It actually does. When you take a picture on your phone, and I can't say this conclusively for a video, it tags it with the GPS coordinates.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if he posted 72 videos, they could really have a field day with him.
Yeah, yeah.
Warren in Mexico, dude.
Technology is great, but it can come back and bite you. It can help you, and it can convict you.
Yeah, and a lot of times that information isn't transferred on the upload. Like it'll be on your phone, and if you transfer it, there's different qualifications to what information is passed along and what information stays behind.
Even on my digital SLR, I don't have it activated. There's a chip I can put in, and I can automatically upload those pictures as I take. I could be in the Amazon jungle, and it'll automatically upload somewhere else, which is all data transfer, and it's all logged in, and so yeah, there's a lot of that stuff going on. Yeah, John, so that's it.
Unfortunately, they don't tell you who strips it off and who doesn't. You do a Craigslist
Right.
bid or Facebook Marketplace, and you upload a picture. I don't know if they're stripping it off.
I don't know.
No, it's a good question. It's
Food for thought.
Yeah.
Right.
Very good. Let's chew on that. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
All right.
But I always think you're doing 192 miles an hour on a highway, on any given highway, and there's some old biddy in a 4-door Honda, and all she wants to do is change lanes without signaling, and you're there at that moment. You're vaporized.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. It really isn't. But yeah, we don't know now.
You two make contact. You're done. I mean, they're going to scrape you up with a spoon.
Yeah, that's why usually this
What's
stuff
left of you.
I mean, I did mine during the day, but a lot of times it's at night. Stuff's going on at night when the sane people are home. But anyway, like John,
Yes.
donate. We thank you, John. It's listeners like John and others who help us do what we do, and without their help, we wouldn't be able to do it every single week.
Yes.
We only ask for your support once a year. And people can donate $5, $500, whatever they want. Whatever you are able to donate, it goes straight to the educational mission of this radio station. All of your donations stay right here at WHBC. It doesn't go towards any other area of the college. All of your donations are tax deductible. Also, you'll receive a thank you letter for your tax records.
And there really is good programming on the station. There really is.
I'm going to try some programming that's far away when I say, hi, caller, you're on with the Motor Mouths.
Well, good morning. Greetings from Montana.
Hey!
Doc, good morning.
What's up, Doc?
Well, I've had some better days. First of all, it's raining out. The weather's been warm, and most of our snow melted.
Hey, Mazel Tov.
That's odd.
That means the grass is going to grow, and I'm going to have to mow it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but you only have probably 2 weeks of doing that. And then
Yeah, it's about it. You get some bug bites, and you're all done.
Hey, you guys were talking about the value of some cars that appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what about my 95 Aerostar? What do you find on that?
Oh, we're planning on restoring that and sending that right through Barrett Jackson. We're looking for about $100, maybe to $125,000 for you.
Yeah, this isn't a list that we can. This is a list that Haggerty put out, Doc. So they do that occasionally. They watch the market because they insure a lot of these cars, and they see what people are insuring them for. And I guess they actually get to look at them when they see photos and whatnot.
And to talk about your Aerostar, it's the pedigree that's going to get the big numbers because it's yours. And you're a celebrity here on this program.
Yes.
See how that works?
Doc of Motormouth Radio in Garden City, Long Island. Exactly.
But if it was any other Aerostar, no, it's probably worth about, I don't know, a couple of grand.
I got some more good news. I took my white cane and my seeing eye dog down the Motor Vehicle this week.
Did they give the dog a new license?
For another year.
All right.
All right.
Congratulations.
When they said to read the chart, you said what chart?
Well, I do that. I got to bring in a note from the eye doctor with the vision report. You know.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
He's kind of generous about it.
That's
good.
That's nice.
Well, because it basically said you're going to drive in a straight line, and you're going to be refrained from making lefts or rights this time.
I have a restricted license. I can only drive in town here and to the next town, which is 20 miles away.
Right. Okay.
Got it. And directly to the Walmart.
License plate that says I have to do that. You know.
Right.
The license plate says "stay away." Right. That's what it says. Stay back.
Occasionally, I get lost and go out of those restricted areas. You know.
Right.
Occasionally.
Anyway, you guys are always talking about car problems. I got a house one for you.
What do you got?
Oh.
Well, yesterday I wanted to change oil on the Aerostar.
Right.
So I was going to go out to the garage and put it up on ramps, but to do that I got to walk past the laundry room. And as I get there, splashing water. What the hell is this?
That's not good.
Oh, no.
My water heater decided to die on a Saturday morning.
Oh, perfect time.
Yeah.
So the appliance dealer in Plentywood, who's usually not open on Saturdays, they have office staff there in the morning. And I called up, and they know who I am, and they got a hold of their technician, and he called me up. He said, shut the house water off, and I'll be up in a little bit. And he came up with new water heater and all the stuff he needed, and 3 hours later, I was all set.
It's so nice to be in Montana. Out here where we have 9 million gazillion more people, they put you off for 2 weeks because they're so busy. So that's good, Doc. I'm glad that got resolved fast for you. That's great.
No, and I gave him a tip and everything, which he didn't want. I made him take it.
Okay.
Right.
I said, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this.
He knows.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
He said, remember that when you get the bill in the mail.
Yeah. I'll give you a little tip too at water heaters. If you can, there's a zinc anode that's in that tube in the tank. If you replace it every couple of years, it vastly increases the life of the water heater. And also, I just recently changed the expansion tank that was on mine. The tip is if you bang it with your knuckle and it goes tung ting ting, it's good. If
it's good.
Thud thud thud.
It's fill.
Changed. I got one for like, I don't know, $40 off Amazon. It was a name brand, and I changed it in literally 10 minutes.
Unscrew it.
And I swear my hot water is better now, and truly it shouldn't be, but it is.
Really?
The only problem with that is I don't have the room above it to pull that rod out.
Okay, that is a problem then. Yeah, that is.
Then you know what you can do. You can flush it. So you shut you separate it from the house, right? You shut everything off. You shut the inlet in, shut the outlet, and there's a little drain at the bottom. And you just run a hose outside.
I do it with the water coming in. I just open the drain valve at the bottom. I used to do that once a month, and you will get some sediment out of there. So that's what you do as well. Yes, exactly. Yeah,
you get some black murky stuff coming out of there.
This new water heater is going to outlive me, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right, Doc. Well, good luck with that. Thank you. That's good. Glad that worked out for you. Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Right. So it was good talking to you guys again, and I'll be in touch.
Okay, Doc. Thanks.
Always a pleasure, Doc. And I hope you got that oil changed.
Oh, potholes. No, I didn't get it done yet.
Right.
No.
when we get one pothole up here, it may take them a while to fill it, but they don't do that. They pave about a whole mile of the road around it.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
They must figure if we got one, we're going to get more, so it's prevented.
Yeah, good.
Right.
Very good.
So they take care of the roads up here.
Nice.
You know?
Good to know.
Good.
All right.
That's a plus.
All right, Doc. Thanks. So look. Okay.
Be safe.
All right. So we're winding down this hour, and we will be here again for a second hour. So keep tuned in. If you have something about a car that you want to talk about, you can call us if you like at 516-572-7440. And this show will go up on YouTube later on today.
Right.
Now we have two channels. We have Motormouth Radio on YouTube and we have Motormouth Video. The video channel is supposed to be taking over with the videos, but more views of the same video get watched on Motormouth Radio. I don't care where you watch it, but when you watch it, just hit the like button.
Like, subscribe, come on.
You know what? What's really cool? Comment. I check for comments almost every day, and I will answer the comments. Keith knows because he's like the only guy that comments pretty much. So I always, I'm always talking to Keith. I will comment. Or
But
just
yes, like, subscribe, for crying out loud. We'd like to. What?
Facebook, yeah, Motormouth Radio on Facebook and X, or _Motormouth Radio on Instagram, where the posts go that we for things we do during the week. Talk about.
And if you want to comment, if you have nothing to do with your thumbs right now, you can text us at 203-670-4127, like John just did, and said that's why they have Braille on drive-up ATM buttons.
Yeah, I always wondered about that. I see that. Yes. And don't forget, it's listeners like you that can help us do what we do. And without your help, we wouldn't be able to do it every single week. So we only do it once a year. You can call the donation line at 516-572-7438. And whatever you can scurry out of your pockets will be much appreciated by the radio show personnel and staff.
Right. In this next hour, we'll be taking Bruce Springsteen requests.
We probably, we should, right? It'd be pretty cool.
If you like Bruce, and if you got a question about your car.
Yeah, or Bruce's car.
Or Bruce's car.
Hey, he had a Corvette back years ago. That was pretty cool. I could talk about that.
I think he still has it. It's a black
and silver, I think.
What year is it? 58, 59? I think it's a 59.
Yeah. It was on one of the album covers, one of the early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. We got it. That's probably the only car that Kim knows.
I have not gotten back to finish the project on my own car that I've been trying to do.
What? You own a car?
Yeah, that relay distribution box thing that I had to make. It was like 2 weeks ago now that I was working on it. And I had to stop because I've been doing a lot of work in the house on this.
You are such a slacker, young man.
I know, but I'm learning more about. I'm doing electrical work, a lot of electrical work. I'm doing some cabinetry. I'm helping the carpenter hang stuff and do stuff.
Wow.
Getting my, what it is? It's like anything else, even with car work. A guy hangs around and let's say you're the expert in the field, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
A buddy comes, he's going to hang and watch you. And then after a while, maybe you see some of the things that guy has done on his car, or he does something to help you, and you realize, this guy's got some chops. He can handle a tool you can give him a screwdriver without putting it through his hand. And then maybe you ask him to help you do some of the stuff on the car. You give him a little task to do. Well, that's what happened now. I have this carpenter in the house who's doing a lot of work, and he's a jack of all trades kind of guy, does everything.
Okay.
And he was just running the show. But then as I was hanging around and talking to him, and I was doing things on days that he wasn't there, and he was seeing my work. Right. Now it's to the point of like, hey, we could do this. You could help me. We'll just do this ourselves.
He sees your potential.
Yeah, we got, we broke that wall, and it's like, hey, Ray, give me a hand over here. I need a hand. Yep, okay, let's go.
Right.
I'll help you out.
You're going to be a partner in the construction business before you know it, I'm sure.
I don't know if this bill will be any less. It probably won't be.
No, it won't. Believe me now.
But I'm getting my hands involved. So.
Oh, I can guarantee it won't be less. Ask me how I know.
Yeah, it's all fun stuff we do. So yeah, because like everybody else, we just don't work on just cars. We work on all of our house stuff, and
it really is. Yeah, and I've always said that working on vehicles and having an interest in them, the tentacles go way out. It's not just like you're interested in golf and that's all you're interested in. When you're interested in cars, there's so many more things that are attached to it. And it all has to do with repair. And it all has to do with how you repair things and the good habits that you learn as you learn to repair a vehicle, and how you apply those good habits to everything else, putting up a set of cabinets or doing some sort of carpentry work work. Just this week, I had to rebuild the staircase here in the basement because the staircase was getting rickety. Literally, I had to reinforce the staircase and put new treads on the steps. I kept the risers, and I'm sitting there like pulling my staircase apart and sending screws in. I must have put about 100 more screws in this thing because it was a rickety mess coming down here. And, the wife is like, I don't feel like killing myself. And I'm like, nah, I need you around. Let me fix that.
All right. What else is a rickety mess is we're going to end this hour.
Yes.
Kim is going to come in. I see.
Yes.
Yeah, she's going to come in and help me out here because we're going to do a nice fat break because we have to kill all of our shows. I got to kill the Zoom. I got to kill this. And we're going to reestablish everything. So, Chris, you come back in about a minute, and we'll be back for another hour of Motormouth Radio.
And your calls and your donations.
So what do you tell the people who are waiting for me out there that aren't going to see me in the parking lot right now?
They're going to say, come back in an hour and make sure you have a $100 bill tied up to a rock.
Right. So keep it. We got it. We'll be back with more Motormouth Radio in a few minutes on 90.3 WHPC.
See you, bye.